Done this recording. Alright, so how to make augmented reality. That's the right word. So we're going to start off by doing this quick selection tool. So it might show up as the object selection tool at first. So what you need to do is you need to put your mouse over the sort of the fourth icon down. You're going to hold it down until it pops up this little menu. You're going to grab quick selection tool. You're going to make sure that your brush is set to a reasonable size, not 1 pixel, which will not work properly. And then you're just going to go hover around and just select all the bits that aren't the person you want. You might find that it will select bits of the shirt and stuff, like this little flower here. Now, I don't want to do that, so I'm going to select the negative tool from the top up here. I'm just going to go around and make sure I'm not selecting bits I don't want to select. It does take a bit of time. You do want it to be good. So you go around, select all the background. I'm not going to do this like all at once. I'm going to kind of do half the image, and then I'm going to go back and do the other half of the image, just so I make sure that I've got an accurate one. And I might need to change the brush size a bit while I'm going, so I can better select smaller objects, like my thumb, for example. So I'm going to probably have to take it quite far down just to sort of get it. Here, you're constantly switching between the plus and the minus button, just making sure that you've got the bits you want. For some reason, it doesn't want to select my big finger. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to delete that bit. I'm going to unlock the image first. Otherwise, it's not going to remove it to the blank background. And there we go. Cool. Half of me. I'm going to increase my selection size again and continue a bit further. So I'm selecting, scrolling down, selecting some more. You two, stop messing around. You're supposed to be watching this with your screens off, please, because we're going to go over the whole process, and this is only the first part of the process. So turn your screen off, please, Salem. Okay, so once I've selected more or less the whole thing, and I've gone and removed from my selection the bits of the selection that I didn't want to deselect. So, for example, I've gone and just selected my shoes at the moment. I want my shoes, so I'm going to switch to the minus again. I'm just going to make sure my shoes are in the selection, or not in the selection rather, because the selection is the bit that's going to be deleted. I've also got my arm in the selection at the moment, so I'm going to make sure that's not in the selection. There we go. So once again, press delete. I've still got a bit left to do, so I'm actually going to use the eraser for this, just to make sure that I've got the right bit. And I need to make sure I'm more than 1 pixel. I was going to take ages. I'm just going to erase a little bit of the background here. Now you will notice when you're using the quick selection tool that it doesn't do it perfectly. I've got this weird line. It's kind of hard to see here. We've got this weird line from the point where the two selections selected. That makes sense. I need to get rid of that, otherwise it's going to show up on my final image. So you usually raise the touch up once the quick selection tool's done and gone and removed most of the stuff, because there's always going to be little bits and pieces that you didn't quite get. What is it, Toby?
You got one on front of your t-shirt.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, you know what I'm going to do there? I'm going to do a bit of a tricky thing. I'm going to use the pencil drawing tool, right? Actually, I'll use the brush drawing tool. I'm going to middle click on my shirt. Oh, sorry, not middle click my shirt. So I'm going to use the drop tool in this program. Some programs that you middle click. But I'm going to select the color of my shirt. I'm just going to fill it in. It's not going to work perfectly, but you know, it'll be good enough. The other option, I'll show you the other option. It's kind of cool. So what you do is it's called the AI fill. Where is it? Content aware fit scale. No, not content aware scale. Content aware fill. Where is it? I'm going to select the area first. So I'm going to select this little area. Oh, that's too much. I'm going to select the little area that I don't want, that I want to be selected. So I actually need the plus tool, not the minus tool. That's half the issue here. Select this little area that I want to fill up. And then what I do is I go edit, content aware fill. And what it'll do is it'll say, okay, I can see I've got all the shirt here. You press, I hope it doesn't work. You press apply. Nope, it's deciding that it's not gonna fill it that way. All right, never mind. I'm gonna have to do this a manual way. Well, ideally, what would happen is it would then fill it with the color of the shirt, but it's not doing that. Content aware fill. Actually, you know, I can do this. I'm gonna select using the square selection tool, so I've actually clearly got what I want. I'm actually gonna select. Yeah, I'll select this bit here, and then I'm gonna go back to that content aware fill. And hopefully, not enough sources. Oh, okay. All right, I'll try that again. Make a bigger selection. All right, let's try that now. You've got to have enough pixels to do it. Oh, okay. So it's like, that's weird. It's trying to. All right. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm just gonna use the brush. Ideally, what would happen is it would look at the pixels around the image and go, okay, so I can see it looks like this here, so I'm going to fill it. But as you can see, just by like painting it up, it's actually not really even noticeable now because it just matches the color of the shirt anyway. Oh, there was, but you know, it's all right. Now I can tell this is the imposter Job missing one flower on his shirt, or the veiled Job, you know, in case aliens invade the planet or whatever. So anyway, there's my image of me. I've got my image of me. Now I can make it lean up against something. So first up, I'm just going to save that so I don't lose it. Make sure you go save to the computer. Just make sure that's the recording. Yep, cool. Save to the computer. I'm going to save this as me leaning. Cool. So now I need to go, maximize compatibility. I can actually open this up in CS3, Photoshop CS3, and it will work. Oh, sorry, CS2, I've got CS2 at home. Now I've opened up Photoshop files from like 2024 Photoshop in CS2 from like 2003, and it'll actually open them and you can edit them and stuff. It's kind of crazy. So ticking that backwards compatibility does actually do a lot of stuff. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and find an image. So where am I? Where am I? Well, I would like to be in China. All right, I'm in China. Background. All right, none of those are very useful. But let's have a look. Now, I want to be leaning up against something impressive. Jupiter? Okay, Jupiter it is.
That's not mine.
Yeah, but so Jupiter sounds like a great idea. So here's Jupiter here.
Jupiter's ugly.
I need one that's got a decent background. Yeah, that's good. So I've got a bit of background on this one. So I'm going to save that. I've got my Jupiter now. Now this is going to be a bit of a boring one, but it's just a basic idea of how to do it. So I've got Jupiter now. I'm going to open Jupiter in a new tab here. So just pull it in. No. So I've got to open a new file. So actually, I think I've saved this. I can actually quit this now. I can open Jupiter. It doesn't like it. And because Jupiter's kind of boring, I kind of want to have a couple of different images emerging here. So we'll go back to China. We'll go back to China. We're going to find a good image of China. Where am I? Where in China am I? Oh, wait. Yes. Okay. So we're going to have Putin and they're shaking hands. I'm going to get a whole picture where I can see their feet as well. Here we are. Okay. All right. It needs to be wide enough, though, that I can kind of fit myself on the side. So I need to find one where they're standing a little... not so... All right. This will do. I think I've got enough space here. I'm going to use this image. I'm going to use this image. So I've got my image now. I'm going to save it. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to open up that image. Then I'm going to get back to my picture of me. There it is. Hopefully it'll open in a second tab. Oh, there we are. Awesome. All right. So now all I have to do is scale myself to be the same size as them. All right. And then what I'm going to do is actually want to flip myself, really. So I'm going to go, flip horizontal. Okay. And then I can kind of just be like, you know, I probably need to shrink myself a bit here so I can fit the image in properly. Sort of like, you know, leaning up against Putin there. There we go. Okay. There we are. Now, as you can see, when I was moving that around, if I do it again, if I move myself around, there's this weird, like little bit of treatise here from when I was scaling the image. Instead, if I hold down Shift, it'll move it. Oh no, so not Shift. Is it Control? Yeah, Control. It'll move it a bit smoother. Because I want to, you know, get a good image. It actually works really well. That's kind of crazy. So I need to do is I just need to erase. Oh, wrong one. I need to erase the little bits of leftovers from, you know, cutting out the background. And there we go. I've now made an altered reality image. So that is basically, it's not actually that difficult. That's basically what you guys are going to be doing. So take images, You could have like multiple different images, so you could have like a desert background and then a rhino, and you're leaning against the rhino in a desert background. Up to you. In this case, I'm quite pleased with this one, so I am going to go save it. Of course, it's not perfect. My feet aren't kind of on the right angle there. So I might actually skew my feet to make it look like I'm standing properly now. So the next thing to do then, yeah, they are incredibly lucky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my feet. I'm going to make sure my feet are actually skewed so it looks like I'm sort of actually properly standing there, because right now that doesn't quite look right. So once again, using the plus and minus on the content aware, not content aware scale, on the easy selection tool. And then I'm going to go edit. Should be here somewhere. Might be under select. No, it should be edit. Where are we? I need to skew the legs, basically. I'm going to find where it is. It might be under filter. No? I think it was under edit. Perspective warp, that might be it. No. Alright, I'm going to work it out and then I'm going to, don't apply, I'm going to work it out and I'm going to resume this recording. Alright, so to skew it, I've gone select my feet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to transform here under edit, and I'm going to go skew or possibly distort, or we haven't messed around with a few of them. But basically what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to make it look like my legs are standing, you know, I'm standing on the carpet. And that looks a bit better, I guess. It's not really what I'm looking for, though. I'm going to try skew instead. There we go. That's it. That'll do. All right, so now I kind of look a bit more like I'm actually standing on the carpet, which is what I want. There we go. Look at that. Excellent. Job done.